Alrighty then, so we've already done Sirius's Pride, so now it's time for Orion's Wrath. This is the crit variant of the new Heavy Scythe, which does primarily slash damage with a bit of puncture on the side, and it sports a 30% crit chance with a 2x crit multiplier and a 15% status chance. It also, just like its status-based counterpart, has a slam-focused trait, though this time around, when you slam into enemies, you get additional crit chance. All the bits and bobs you need for it are available from the new Uranus Proxima in Reljag. The parts drop from both the new missions, but you can also buy them with Crimson and Emerald talent from lobotomized Hanhao in Pontis Tower. So let's give this Mama Jama a shot, or a swing I guess, and see how it stacks against its status-based counterpart. Oh wowie, my voice is dying. That's nice. It's basically the same trait that we have on Pride, but it gives you crit instead. Little Birdie told me there's a slam on Thundering Peaks, I think? And it triggers the trait, so you don't even have to like manually slam. I think we're gonna be very boring and just go with Influence, like we did on the Pride. This is a bit of a gamble, but it should be fine with the priming pet. Let's also get Blood Rush for the crit chance, Galvanized Steel, and I think we're gonna do Elementalist as well, yes. We need at least Voltaic Strike to trigger Influence, a wee bit of attack speed. I guess melee prowess for now, because we absolutely need to bolster the status somehow. Yeah, so the forward block combo does have a slam and it does trigger the trait. Very good. I know the build's not done yet, but the damage so far seems somewhat questionable. This should help a lot though. It's a lot of extra status for Condi Overload. Yeah, that's much better. Like I said it, even. Like I knew Condi Overload was gonna be a bit of a gamble, so let's hope the Dirija doesn't go down too terribly often. Feels a lot better in a normal mission, actually. Doesn't seem to be a particularly good simulacrum weapon. I think it has a lot to do with the combo, though. It's not that it's bad, but the movement is rather strange. I need to get used to it. Damage seems pretty good, which is nice, if the Dirija is up. If Dirija goes down, the damage tanks, unfortunately. Yeah, we're gonna need Tennokai for sure. The single target is atrocious. I guess we're gonna do a V under Blood Rush. Do we go like big? Big? Because I think we do. I feel like it needs it. Yeah, let's do it. Let's see what the Wrath can really do. Hell of a lot better, unsurprisingly. I mean, it is a Primed Smite mod, a maxed out Primed Smite mod as well. These are an enormous multiplier because, just in case you don't know, for status-based builds, faction damage is applied twice, so you're effectively getting 2 mods worth of power in one. We definitely need more status though. I can feel that we've dropped melee prowess. We are not proccing anywhere near enough electricity. I mean, right now we don't even have influence going. Another V. Now, eventually, I do want to go with Weeping Wounds. That's going to give us way more status, but we don't have the capacity. So for now, we're going to run a melee prowess just to make the leveling a little bit nicer. Yeah, we're definitely getting somewhere. Like, this is starting to feel very nice. I think once we get Tennokai into it, it's going to be fantastic. So let's do yet another V. We're gonna need one more Forma, but for now we can at least put in Weeping Wounds. Yeah, if it felt like this in Steel Path, that would be enormously gorgeous. Ding. Gonna top it all off with a D. Yeah, it's gonna give us a bit of extra range, and I just really like the longer Tennokai window. I'm wondering actually, should we drop Voltaic Strike in favor of Shocking Touch? Just to get more electricity into the build? I think so, we can fit it in. And we're only gonna lose, 9% status. I think that's worth it. I really didn't expect Shocking Touch to make as big of a difference as it did. Tennokai is obviously huge, right? Because, heavy attacks are enormous damage, but that bit of extra electricity from Shocking Touch is very noticeable. It makes sense though, it's the baseline from which everything else is calculated, so, having 90% electricity damage instead of 60 is a big difference, and we really don't need the status. It was what, like 9% status? We're getting like, I think 50 from Weeping Wounds? Something like that. So after all of that, at the very end, it finally clicks into place. Took a while, but we got there. This is pretty good. I guess it's just one of those weapons that needs every little bit of power it can get. I feel like it could use more attack speed. Especially with this combo. The other combos are fine, but the slam combo is relatively slow, so... In general, actually, I feel like this weapon would do really well on something like Valkyr, so you would get the attack speed from Warcry, and then like the damage from the passive, and maybe run Nourish, so you get Vital as well. I can definitely see the Wrath doing some gnarly things with the right setup. Oi, come here. Oh, big, yeah. Even the slash is starting to like really scale up. This isn't bad at all. I actually like this. So this was a bit of a doozy. It was shy in the beginning, but in the end, it really popped off. Now the setup is very generic and very boring indeed. We're running Gale Force Dawn as our stance, and we're primarily using the forward block combo, which is a built-in slam that triggers the trait. And then for our Tennokai trigger, I'm running Opportunity's Reach. This is very much a personal preference, so if you like a different Tennokai trigger, run that instead. Our arcane of choice is Melee Influence, because why not? It's really strong and it doesn't require too much mod space to get going. For our mods, we have Weeping Wounds to scale status, a Primed Smite mod for the faction you're fighting for an enormous multiplier, then Berserker Fury for attack speed, and Shocking Touch to trigger Melee Influence. And yes, I would absolutely recommend Shocking Touch over Voltaic Strike. Voltaic Strike doesn't give us anywhere near as much status for this setup to make up for the loss of 30% electricity. Next on the menu we have Condition Overload, though this is a bit of a gamble. You need a solid priming pad or a solid priming frame to really take advantage of it and make it worthwhile. If you don't have either of those two things, I would recommend Primed Pressure Point instead. Then it's just a combination of Blood Rush and Galvanized Steel for the crit chance and damage, and we top it off with Galvanize the Elementalist for the status damage and status chance. Now for the choice of a priming pad, I really like the Dirija because Sentinels stick to your side at all times. They are a bit squishier, but they are much more reliable when it comes to priming enemies around you. And I'm running it with a Shivering Tuzzicor that's modded for corrosive, cold, radiation, and magnetic. This was a close one because up until the very end, I wasn't too terribly happy with the Wrath. The damage wasn't quite there, and the status chance was questionable, but once we got Tennokai in with Weeping Wounds, it all fell into place, and the Wrath ended up being very enjoyable. So would I recommend you give it a shot, or a swing in this case? Yes, but I think I prefer Pride. It's just much easier and much cheaper to get going. Because on the Wrath, we ended up with a 4-Forma build that did perform very well in the end. But on the Pride, we only did a 2-Forma build. Now, to be fair, Pride was better for clear and it didn't have quite as much single target as Wrath. That's the main difference here. Pride is better for clear, Wrath is better for single target. Though that's not to say the clear here is bad. It is more than good enough because at the end of the day, it is an influence build. But anyway, I think that's enough blabbering for today, so I thank you very much for watching, as always guys, and I hope you've enjoyed the video. Additionally, I would like to extend a special thank you to all the channel members here on YouTube, where you can support me for as little as $1 a month, as well as to all the patrons on Patreon, where you can also support me for as little as $1 a month. You guys are really awesome. You allow me to make the videos I want to make. I don't have to chase the algorithm, make clickbaity videos, or shove sponsorships in your face, and I really appreciate that, so thank you very much. You're basically keeping this channel alive, which I think is pretty good for as little as $1 a month. So once again, thank you very much. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.